The phone call that came from a dead man. The phone rang at 9:17 p.m. The caller ID showed the name of a man who had already been dead for 2 hours. And when the call was answered, a voice spoke. Not static, not silence, a calm, familiar voice that should not have existed anymore. Within days, the call would be logged, recorded, traced, and investigated. And every explanation offered would fail to answer one simple question. How does a dead man make a phone call? The death. On the evening of March 12, 2018, 46-year-old Daniel Reeves was pronounced dead at St. Mary's Hospital. The cause was listed as sudden cardiac arrest. No signs of foul play, no prolonged medical intervention. Time of death was officially recorded at 7:03 p.m. Daniel had been brought in by ambulance after collapsing in his apartment. Paramedics reported no pulse upon arrival. Resuscitation efforts continued for nearly 20 minutes before a doctor called it. By 7:30 p.m., Daniel Reeves was placed in a secured hospital morgue. His phone, wallet, and personal belongings were sealed and logged. By every medical and legal standard, Daniel Reeves was dead. The call. At 9:17 p.m., Daniel's sister, Laura, was at home when her phone rang. She almost ignored it. The number looked familiar, but her mind hadn't yet caught up with the day's events. When she glanced down, her breath caught in her throat. Daniel Reeves. Not an unknown number, not no caller ID. His name, his photo, his contact saved years earlier. Laura later said her first thought wasn't fear, it was confusion. She answered, "Hello?" For a moment, there was only breathing on the line. Then a voice said, quietly, "Laura, listen to me." She would later describe it as unmistakable. The same cadence, the same slight rasp from years of smoking, the same way he pronounced her name. Daniel's voice. What was said? The call lasted 47 seconds. Laura didn't scream, she didn't hang up, she listened. According to her statement, the voice sounded strained, distant, as if speaking from far away. "Something's wrong," the voice said. "I don't have much time." She asked where he was. There was a pause. "I can't see," he replied, "and it's cold." Then the line went silent. The call ended on its own. Laura sat frozen for nearly a minute before calling the hospital back, convinced there had to be some kind of mistake. There hadn't been. Daniel Reeves was still listed as deceased, and he hadn't left the morgue. The immediate explanation. Hospital staff initially suggested the simplest answer, a technical glitch. Perhaps the caller ID misattributed the caller ID. Perhaps the voice was imagined. Grief-induced auditory hallucination is not uncommon in sudden loss. But Laura had done something most people wouldn't think to do. She had voicemail enabled to automatically record calls when reception was unstable. The system had captured the call, not perfectly, but clearly enough. When investigators listened to the audio, they heard breathing and a man's voice, saying her name. The phone records. Telecom providers were contacted the next morning. The call was traced. It originated from Daniel Reeves' phone number, not spoofed, not rerouted, his actual SIM, his actual device. Even more troubling, the call was placed at 9:17 p.m., at a time when Daniel's phone was logged as being powered off and stored with his personal effects. Hospital security logs confirmed the locker containing his belongings had not been accessed. No staff member had signed it out, no camera showed anyone removing the phone. And yet, the carrier records showed the call was made. The recording itself became the most disturbing piece of evidence. While short, it contained several anomalies. First, background noise. It wasn't hospital ambiance. No monitors, no voices, no machinery. Instead, investigators noted a low-frequency hum and intermittent distortion, inconsistent with indoor environments. Second, the voice pattern. Independent analysts compared the recording to past voicemails Daniel had left over the years. The match wasn't perfect, but it was close enough to rule out coincidence. One analyst described it carefully. "It sounds like the same person, but under stress, or distance, or interference we can't clearly identify. Skeptical theories. Several explanations were proposed. 1. Caller ID spoofing. This was ruled out quickly. The carrier confirmed the call originated from Daniel's SIM, authenticated by the network. 2. Someone accessed the phone. Hospital security footage showed no unauthorized access. Staff interviews revealed no motive or opportunity. 3. A delayed call. Could the call have been initiated earlier and only connected later? Telecom engineers dismissed this. The network logs showed real-time routing. 4. Voice imitation or prank. The phone was never in public access, and no outgoing call attempt existed before 9:17 p.m. Every technical path led back to the same impossible conclusion. The phone should not have been able to make that call. What made it worse? 3 days later, Laura received another call. This time she didn't answer. It rang once and stopped. The number again showed Daniel's name, but this time there was no record of the call on her carrier statement. No voicemail, no trace. Just a missed call notification that disappeared when she restarted her phone. It never happened again. Official closure. The case was quietly closed. The final report cited a network anomaly combined with grief-related perception. The audio file was archived. The phone was returned to the family after the funeral. No charges, no further investigation. But Laura refused to discard the recording. She later admitted she still listens to it, not for answers, but for something else. She said in an interview years later, "There's a pause right before he speaks. A pause she believes doesn't sound like a phone line connecting, but like someone deciding to speak at all." The unanswered question. If the call wasn't a glitch, if it wasn't a prank, if it wasn't imagination, then what was it? A residual signal? A delayed neurological echo? A coincidence too precise to dismiss? Or something else entirely? Because if a voice can cross that boundary once, if identity can persist long enough to make a phone ring, then death may not be as final as we assume. And the next time your phone rings late at night, you might want to look twice at the name on the screen, because sometimes the call shouldn't be possible, and yet it happens.
Welcome to Beyond the Evidence. Make sure to like and subscribe for more interesting videos like this.